Hey everybody, welcome back, and we are here for another year of vExpert Daily. So we got a few guys here to chat, have a little conversation, talk about the goings-on over the last few days, talk about some of the announcements, the different things we've heard about, and just what you should watch out for, what their feelings are on it. So before we really get into the conversation, first off, I'm Mike Letschin. For those of you who don't know me, this has been, 5 years of this? I think it's almost 5 years we've been doing this now. And then I'm going to have each of you do just a quick intro, who you are, how they can contact you, and then we'll get into it. So you get to start.
So Emad Younis, Senior Staff Technical Marketing Engineer at Tintry. You can find me on Twitter at Emad_Younis.
Sorry, that's a really long title.
You haven't got to mine yet.
Oh, crap.
Don't hate.
Move on. Don't hate the player, hate the game.
Wait, isn't your title longer?
Mine's very short now. Mine's one word and 3 letters. Done.
Overlord was already taken.
All right, Kyle Ruddy. You can reach me on Twitter at RuddyVCP.
You're up already. Come on.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm James Bowling. I'm principal consultant for GDT out of Dallas, Texas. You can reach me on Twitter at vCentral. Not vSentinel. Yeah, Langer.
James what?
They wouldn't let me put what's
They wouldn't let you spell it out this time?
No. Oh, funny story, but we'll.
It's James Beep Bowling.
I'm moving past you now, James. Moving on.
All right, I'm Marc Crawford. I'm a systems engineer at NJVC. You can reach me on Twitter at UberTechGeek.
Now you have to pass the mic. No, really, you have to pass the mic.
Jonathan Frappier. You can find me at jfrappier on Twitter. And in the competition for longest title, I am a Senior Technical Education Services Consultant for EMC.
Wow, wow.
Microphone drop.
He doesn't have a business card. He's got a business notebook. So we normally do this every day. Yesterday we had some scheduling snafus. We had to cancel yesterday. So this is really the first day we're kicking this off this year. There's been a lot going on. Obviously, there was partner exchange on Sunday, welcome reception, a few events between Sunday and today, a small solutions exchange out there. So how about each of you tell me so far what has been your number one that's kicked off the week? What's the one thing that kind of caught your attention this week? You need a mic before you start talking about it. Even James needs a mic. Oh, you want to start, James?
I'll go ahead and start since everyone's so timid, and we all know I'm not, so...
It's a weird...
Oh, sorry. Wait, I became Canadian all of a sudden.
Please hold.
Sorry. No,
I blame you for everything.
No, but seriously, like the best thing, opening acts for me is always awesome. And this year, I thought it was really awesome sitting on the...
There's people here have no idea what you're talking about. What's opening acts?
So opening acts is basically a pre-VMworld kind of bunch of panel sessions that go on that's put on by VM Underground and vBrownbag.
In collaboration, yes.
Yeah. There were, how many panels this time? There were 6 of them?
6 per,
and,
yeah.
Panels.
And what was cool is everyone had to listen to me right off of the bat.
So just to be clear, your favorite thing was when you got to talk?
No, actually, my favorite thing was the fact that I looked down the
Anyone
line of
else
people
catch
that were
that?
on the panel, and I was like, I really shouldn't be sitting up here with these guys, but
We pretty much say that every time you're in the room.
yeah, it's true.
We might be saying that right now.
It's happened.
Some of us may be just thinking that.
You should get a
I'll
mic
just
then.
say it. Oh, wait, what?
Okay. Who's next? What was outside opening acts? So opening acts was a great start to start off Sunday before the welcome reception. And so go ahead.
So I would say, coming here and meeting all these fine gents.
It's
after a
illustrious
year,
personnel.
all these unique personalities.
Extraordinary gentlemen.
Yeah.
Nobody believes that, just so you know. No one. So, but how about an event? Was there something you went to? Have you been, or an area? Have you had a session that was great, or something about the show floor, or something about it? Seeing everybody we'll get to, because that's obviously a key to the event for all of us.
So yesterday I actually went to William Lamb's vCenter appliance session, and he just killed that
He
session.
knocks it out of the park
Yeah,
every
that-
time I
I
see him
mean-
speak.
I mean, he had an hour.
Have you guys all had a chance to see William Lamb do a session before? He's done a few of these too. Some kind of.
I mean, that whole hour was just packed. I mean, from the beginning to an end. I mean, he killed it.
Does anyone else think that the fling for the appliance web interface was something that has been missing for, what, 6 years? And
Yeah, and
Right.
we actually got a tech preview of next.
with the next one,
Yeah, pretty slick.
you got a mic now.
I do have a mic. But
So-
you're in my way.
Oh,
No one can
sorry.
see me. Why else am
Wow.
I up here?
Rough crowd.
Beautiful face.
That's my job. Hey.
Sorry, I won't take that job.
I know it's the hair club for men, but please.
Seeing the focus.
I noticed.
You don't have a microphone.
He's talking. Do you mind?
Seeing the focus on the shift towards this DevOps thing, seeing GitHub here on the floor, seeing the entire section on the other side that folks can't see behind the cameras dedicated to DevOps and code and automation, because if you're still doing things in the web client every day and you're right-clicking 100 times to do stuff, you're not seeing the headlight come through the tunnel that's about to hit you. So seeing that on the keynote on Monday, that adoption, that integration into what we use every day as a common tool in the vSphere web client that everyone uses, was very interesting to see.
Yeah, so yesterday I went to a VRA expert-led workshop, and it's a new lab that they built, and it's one of the most complex ones. It's the longest one, and there's so many modules to it that they only focused on one particular module.
In an hour?
What's that?
How long was the session? An hour?
The session was
And
an
they
hour.
talk about one module?
And they only focused on one module.
Is there a second follow-up session?
No.
Oh, you're screwed.
Well, I mean, luckily you can go back and take that lab anytime. So, but I mean, it's such a long and complex module or lab. But luckily, the two guys that wrote, two of the guys that wrote it were in there, and so they talked about how they wrote that, some of the challenges that they had with writing it. But it was a cool expert-led workshop.
I don't think a lot of people realize the value in going to those type workshops, because you don't get those someplace else. Those are ones
Exactly.
you've got to go to. You can't watch that one later and get the value out of it.
Exactly. Yeah. While I'm at VMworld, I always try to attend things that I can't do while after the show is over.
That's why I stay away from James.
I mean, well, yeah, no.
Wait, one more.
So mine was also the opening acts. I got a chance to watch the automation panel and the careers panel. Both of them were spectacular.
Entertaining.
Very entertaining. Very, very entertaining.
How many of you out there were at opening acts? So the rest of you suck. Just as long as we're all on the same page. I just want to make sure.
Y'all are really missing out. Like, it really is a good way to kick off the week. I mean, it just is. You know, we talk futures, we talk now. I mean, it's great.
You get the no vendor, no FUD, just pure people that do this every day talking about what's going on. So I think it is a nice, real good balance to start off. So we've had 2 keynotes now. Have any of you paid attention to any of them?
I attempted to pay attention to yesterday and realized that they were just as bad as last year, so I stopped paying attention. I tried to pay attention to this one. Actually, he did really good this year, in my opinion, compared to last year.
Last year was rough.
Yeah, last year was horrid.
So with the keynotes then, there's announcements, there's stats. Was there anything that any of you saw or some new announcement, something that came up that people should pay attention to? You were like, that's important. That's something we should make sure people actually listen to.
Wait, what? Y'all got to see vMotion.
Again. It was just a reminder, folks. Just a reminder. It's still out there.
I mean,
This
okay.
gets harder and harder to do every year.
Well, some of the stuff that we got to see, you know, it's nice to see, but was it really that big of a deal? They spent an hour or 30 minutes or whatever showing us vMotion. Yay. I think who was it? Scott Lowe tweeted out about Mike Preston being the first person to actually show us real cloud-to-cloud vMotion a long time ago. I mean, come on. It's just waste of time.
Very judgy today.
I'm in a bad mood.
No, drink your coffee.
He hasn't had his Snickers bar
You need
yet.
a Snicker.
I
Hey,
got,
Aretha.
Langer
Hey,
got my
Aretha.
coffee to me late.
Aretha, we're moving on. Go ahead, Marc.
I would say at the end of the first announcement, containers.
Could you explain to the people watching online what the hell a container is? Because I think I've done that definition for about 15 people, at least an hour yesterday.
So for me, container is the next evolution of what a VM was, with services running, multiple services running inside.
You could have just said they have great product names like Flocker.
Sure, we'll go with that.
But none of those announcements were really anything new. I mean, we've heard all of that stuff already, so.
Does it bother you guys that they haven't given us a new announcement, I don't think, in a keynote in probably 4 years? Like, great, it's a new version of software. We know. You have a release cycle.
Well, that's what I was saying yesterday is like, why are we really, we didn't come here to listen to the marketing fluff, you know, and that's all the keynotes have been. You know, I don't care about that. Give me the technical bits, you know.
And that's
Talk
why I
tech to me.
mentioned-
That's why I'm here, right?
That's why I mentioned containers, because that was the only thing technical that was announced.
And they
right?
spent 10 minutes on it,
So,
basically.
are you guys seeing containers in the wild yet, though? Oh, there's a head shake, yes. Not in production.
It depends where you're coming from. If you're a company that's existed for more than a couple of years, you're likely have already built your applications to work on a virtual machine. Are you going to start rewriting right now? Companies that were more forward-looking, like a Netflix, you know, started doing that. They were able to write and adapt and go in that direction. But if your typical enterprise isn't there yet, they want to go there.
Just to be clear, the forward-looking company is the one that mails us DVDs?
Yes.
Okay, just checking.
They're new, apparently, as well.
Yeah, so having worked for a software as a service company, you can see those things because they're coming out and they're releasing new features all the time. So they're being more focused on containers because those take up less resources than installing a fully blown OS, whether that be Linux or whether that be Windows. So I have seen it in the wild and I've seen it in prod.
So containers, it was the first like actual tech thing, at least techie thing. I mean, you're saying you want to see more techie, but VMworld has always been more marketing, where PEX has always been more techie. No?
I don't know.
That's all.
I feel like every
that's
year.
your only comment. You're just
before
going to shake your head and go.
Before last year, you came to a keynote or you watched a
argument
keynote
ever.
online and something new was happening that changed your world. Every year, my world changed in how I was going to support my business.
Your world changed every year.
Every single year.
I mean, even though it was
You need
marketing
better
fluff,
friends.
I do.
even though it was marketing fluff, we
These
still
two guys
we
at the
still
end,
had
I mean,
that.
Jesus.
We had what he's talking about, even though it was marketing fluff. This year, it's marketing fluff and nothing. Like again, I'm
Apparently
going
we
to go
should
back to the whole
automate.
thing. vMotion, really? It's 2015, not 2008.
Yeah, they were up there doing history lessons and stats.
I think we get stats every year, though. We've gotten stats for a long time. In fairness, and the stats, honestly, sometimes they're interesting, at least, as long as that's not all we have.
Nothing like the attendance stat, though.
That number, well, we're gonna
You're
gloss
not a
over
Red
that
Sox fan, so you've not had to endure the sellout streak that went through losing seasons and Bobby Valentine and seeing the stadium half empty, yet we sold out another game. Hooray. Kool-Aid.
one. First, his world changes every year, and now we have to feel bad for him for being a Red Sox fan.
How many World Series you guys got in the last handful of years?
Oh, come on, really? Now you want to bring that one
Free
up?
Brady.
Wow. So we talked about the keynotes. We've had how about the solution? How many people you guys walked around the floor?
Yes.
And did anything on the floor jump out? Was there a product announcement or a company that you were surprised was there or something different?
There's a lot of new
You're
companies.
reaching for the mic before people still talking. You're already reaching for the mic. Good Lord.
Don't hate. Don't hate.
There were a lot of new companies out there. I mean, there's a lot of new companies that have popped up, you know, in the cheap seats. You know what I mean?
The
But
little
it's,
ones on
it's
the end?
funny to see the progression of companies that come here. You see them start in the cheap seats, and then the next year you see them move up an aisle, and then you see them all of a sudden they dropped tons of money and they got the big booth, and then we see them again this year and they're back in the cheap seats, or whatever. You see that progression, and I think you.
I
can
like
see
how
it
you're
more
doing
this
this
year.
without naming names.
Hey, I'm not going to name names. I won't, but it's funny to see it. If you want me to point them out to you, follow me to the Solutions Exchange here in a little bit.
You
I'll
just
show
want
ya.
people to follow you around.
It would be funny. We're going to do a big flash mob. Wait, do they still do that?
Is that right
No.
out? Are you going to do it right outside GitHub? Remember Flash Mob outside GitHub?
Yes. No.
Emad, you were reaching for the mic. You're very excited to talk about the show floor. And you cannot say your own company when you say it. What did I see on the floor that I liked? The one I work for.
What, Nixenta? Oh, wait.
They have a lovely booth. I've heard good things
Yeah,
about it.
it's
Good product.
It's beside the other orange company.
We're the better orange company, though.
Yeah, it's just one big thing of orange.
Hey, you know where we're at. What'd you
cool.
see on the floor? What'd you like on the floor?
GitHub.
GitHub was
I was
the
actually
surprise?
surprised that they were here.
They were the one that, for me, jumped out. Anybody else? What?
Datrium.
Datrium. So what does
Yeah.
Datrium do? Do you guys know Datrium? I know their storage, but
Yeah, they did, but they're like that. I need to go back to the booth and
He's
get a
a
better
whore.
demo and explanation. But they're like a server flash storage acceleration solution that you bring your own flash or storage to. And there's some people that work there now that used to work at VMware, so it sounds like a cool solution. But I need to go back and get a better explanation.
just
of
so
it.
I'm sure, you said Datrium, not Pernix, right?
Yes.
Okay, just checking. You had one. You were going. Go ahead before I get in trouble more.
In addition to GitHub, Puppet as well. We're big focus on clouds and automation, so you can actually integrate Puppet with vRealize automation. So they're another one to go see. And if you're going to go see Puppet, you've got to see GitHub because you need a way to control that source code because it's code at that point, and you need version control for it to make sure that you can monitor, track it, roll back if needed.
So we've gone through the show floor. We've gone through keynotes. Are there sessions coming up that people should make sure they make or try to make? I mean, there's some big sold out sessions. Is there anything you definitely want to, or comments on why to go or not to go to sessions?
Mike Foley's security sessions.
Is that like securing Rollinson's phone? Or
That was a low blow. Low blow. Funny.
What happened? I didn't see anything about that.
you're gonna have to look that up. I already I only bash
Picture, it
companies,
didn't
not
happen.
people.
Oh wait, there were pics involved.
There
That's
were
why.
pictures.
Yeah. No, but so some of them that are coming up. Gosh, I was sitting in Jace McCarty's hyperconverge talk yesterday. It was a little intimate talk, in one of the smaller rooms. I think those are good ones to go talk or go listen to this year. Because the whole hyperconverged play, or whether or not it's going to be relevant, and whether or not it's going to actually, do anything for you. I mean, there's big talk about it, right? So people need to understand it and understand the use cases and where it fits. So that I think those are the good sessions. Normally, I'm the person that'll tell you, don't worry about going to the sessions. I'll always tell you that, but this time I'll tell you to go to that one. Any of those.
Is it go to
they're all
little
good.
ones so you get more intimate conversations? There's more actual conversation going on versus I'm going to sit in a room and listen to somebody talk to me for 45 minutes?
Yeah, it's those type of sessions.
By the
to
way, all
me,
these people are sitting here listening to you talk to them.
Right.
for a
No,
half an
but
hour.
that's what I'm talking about. Is those type of sessions are the ones that you get a lot out of,
Keep it
right?
short.
You get to sit there and look someone in the eye and ask them, well, does this use case fit you? And then you can talk it out. That's an awesome session. It's great to see these guys talk for an hour, but it's even better when you can talk to them. That's just me.
Just to be clear, talking and heckling are two different things.
I only heckle panel sessions.
It's an odd rule.
No, it's because the only ones I heckle are, we go to Nash's panel every year to heckle. Langer was on one this year, and I had to go heckle. Hell,
I'm
I
so
walked
glad
right in
my
front of
session is not
everyone.
a panel right now. I'm so glad my session is not a panel.
Oh, well, that doesn't mean we wouldn't heckle.
Son of a... Okay, you got the mic. You're ready to talk. It's already at your mouth. Go.
Oh yeah. So the couple sessions that I'm looking forward to is
Phrasing.
Stephen Herod is going to be over there in the DevOps area. That's going to be one that you rarely see him out and about anymore, unless you're in the VC community or you're in the tech industry and you're like co-founder or something. So that's going to be interesting. My other favorite sessions are the ones that are in TAM Central, just because those are not recorded. Most of them you're under a fairly strict NDA, and it's almost always group sessions.
So your suggestion right now is go to the place no one can get into.
I don't know about you guys. I can get
what's
there.
the one thing everyone here should go do? Go to the spot no one can get into, and it's not recorded.
Hey.
You're not giving very valuable information right now.
It's like telling someone to go to someone's house. Just walk in.
You know the mic's not near your mouth, right?
People can hear me.
Not online. It's streaming. They don't want to hear you.
This isn't a security conference. I mean, you can go through and test those out. I mean, it's fine. Shoulder surf.
Look at some of the DevOps session that's in the hang space. There's a couple of breakout sessions that are out in rooms going on. Learn about automation, coding. It's part of the future. We're going to need to do it, just like we used to be able to hang our hats on being an Active Directory admin. It's not your job anymore. You're expected to have those skills. That's going to be vSphere soon.
Does that mean
if
I
it's
get
not
to
already.
vMotion now?
You can vMotion.
I can vMotion? Okay.
No. It's important. It really is. I don't know if we can stress this enough to you guys.
You have to do it.
It is very important for you to fully understand, the thought process. You don't have to be a programmer. You don't have to become a developer, but understand the process, because that's where we're going. You need to be able to do these things. Maybe not be an expert in it, but you need to understand it. It's that simple, and I can't stress that enough. And I've been stressing that at least since last year, that it was coming.
That's
and I
why
know
you have no hair.
Well, yes
well,
and no.
that end. So, Ma, what do you got? You got a mic. It looked like you were ready to talk about a session or something somebody should go see.
So I definitely agree about the automation piece. I think you should pick a tool, get really good with it, and kind of go that direction. Another session that I heard about is kind of the future of vCenter in regards to high availability. We all complain about vCenter and lack of high availability. So apparently there is a session here kind of gearing towards what we can do to make sure that vCenter is highly available.
I saw a mic move over here. You got more?
No, I'm good. I'll get one more then. vBrownbag sessions. You want to get the non-FUD, non-marketing, non-fluff stuff from people who are doing it in the real world every day. Come hang out at the hang space more where we are right now.
So I think
Shameless plug.
now getting
Raw and uncut.
Oh no! Oh no!
and
I can't believe that was just said.
wow, and I was
raw and unfiltered, right? Isn't that how it goes, Chabad?
Yeah, unfiltered.
Hey,
So-
it could be worse, and I could be like, beep.
So James,
Well, I would take it to another taller person.
taller guy.
Yeah.
Okay. He's not. Is he? I think I saw him somewhere. So. So, getting away from the sessions and the keynotes, one of the things that we always talk about for VMworld is that the big thing is catching up with people, meeting people, getting out there. One of the things I always like wrapping this up with is a comment from each of you on what is the one thing people should do while they're here. Not about a session. How should they go about it? Meeting people, talking to people, is there a party they should go to or an event they should go to or something to make sure that you're getting the value out of being here with all these people. So start who wants to go. Of course, James wants to start.
No. So
I might stop you and not let you.
It's kind of bad that we had to start this late instead of yesterday because, the big parties were, last night. But
the big party was on Sunday, just to be clear.
whatever. Whatever. Don't. Shh. So the one thing
Shameless
that you need
plug.
to do when you're here is if you see somebody that you have, followed their blog or gone online or you overheard something that they were talking about, don't be afraid to go up and introduce yourself. Don't be afraid to get involved in that conversation. You know, that's what we're here for, right? And you're going to get answers to questions that you may have, and that's the only way it's going to happen. So that's what I would tell someone to do.
You were ready to go before he cut you off, so.
Oh yeah,
You get next.
I'm used to it though.
I'm not done.
It's fine. Oh,
Yes,
oh
you
you're
are.
not done. Oh.
Just say hair.
Moving on.
Yeah, so for me, the big one is always VM Underground. There's tons of people there. There's great resources that are there. Normally, almost everybody in the community that you've seen out and about show up. They're there. They're easily accessible. You can walk right up to them, introduce yourself, shake their hand, and they're more than happy to sit there and talk to you for a little bit. So if you do happen to miss it, I would very much encourage you to come to the hang space, sit down at like a blogger's table or any of the tables that are around there, and just introduce yourself to somebody. Almost everybody's willing to talk. You just got to
Especially
put
this
yourself
crew.
out there.
You got the mic. I saw you reach for it.
It was handed to me. It's been said, VM Underground, you need to get there. Obviously, this year we're done, but next year when you're coming out,
So
come down
people
to
that
the
are
hang
watching
space.
though, if you're doing a Mia and you're Barcelona, you can do vRockstar before it too. So make sure you do that as well.
Come down to the hang space, talk to people. If you've avoided social media up until now, get on there because Twitter's the everyday VMworld hang space.
That's
You
the
can
little birdie for those of you that aren't sure. That's
just
Twitter.
inject. If you walk by, like James or Kyle said, if there's a conversation going on, it's something that you're interested in, walk over, say hello, and join in because this is the best part of VMworld is getting to talk to other people that you don't necessarily see all the time.
okay. So I got time. Really quick. Go. Really, really quick.
What they said.
Yeah, it's the same. I think
Okay.
they've said it all already.
Well, guys, thank you again. We do this, like I said, every day. We've done it now for 5 years. Thank you guys for joining me, and enjoy the rest of your week. We will see everyone tomorrow. And now I'm going to hand it off to Alistair and the vBrownbag guys, and you guys get some great sessions for the rest of the day. So have a great day, and we will see you guys tomorrow.